Bill Ball here in Mission Valley. I'm with Earle here today, and we are at a tile to metal conversion here. We actually did the house over here, about 2 years ago, I think, after Hurricane, was it Ian or was it Milton?
It was Ian.
It was, was this after Ian?
I believe, actually, no, this was a Milton one.
Okay, this was a Hurricane Milton project we did over here next door. And we didn't do the garage, we only did the roof, but that's a beautiful standing seam metal roof right there. So the customer here decided to go ahead and go with the same type of roof, a standing seam metal roof. I'm going to let Earle tell you guys a little bit about why metal instead of tile. Tile's beautiful, don't get me wrong, I love tile, and if you have a tile roof and you're not able to do metal, tile's probably the best solution. But let's talk a little bit about why metal. All right, so we're here with Earle today, and he's our #1 sales guy for the last 3 years in a row now. In the metal division, residential. He's been really helping a lot of people make the decision to go metal. So what was the process here that the customer went through, if you want to share that with us about, why they went metal and what the benefits were and all those types of things?
Hey guys, yeah, of course. So this customer, like many others, over the years they had some leaks in their tile roof, which is quite common as they age. Typically here in Florida, you'll see we get 25 years out of a tile roof, whereas a metal roof you can get upwards of 50 if it's installed correctly.
So the customer has a tile roof. You can see that. Was there a conversation about going to metal, or did they want to go back to tile, or what was that like when you talked to them?
They kind of knew from the beginning that they wanted to go with metal. Actually, the one apprehension that they had was they had pool solar panels up there. Oh. And they wanted to be able to put them back. So we were actually able to include in the price, giving them clips and proper guidance to help install and maintain the warranty on the metal.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. That was one of the big questions they had about deciding to use what company they're going to go with. We actually helped them out with the clips. We're going to supply the clips. The homeowner wanted to do it themselves, and we actually agreed that if we oversee the installation and help them get the clips, that we would go ahead and continue the warranty on that. So 100%. Yeah, we were able to work with them. And we can work with people, and that's the beautiful thing about the flexibility we have as a company. We're able to work with people wherever they are, and make some special exceptions and contractually write things into the agreement that'll be beneficial to, not just a long-term benefit of the house, but to the homeowner directly. Now, when I say long-term benefit of the house, the reason I say that is because we warranty the home, and we're warranting this for 15 years, labor and material. It doesn't matter if you sell your home and transfer that to another person. We are warranting the home and not the owner. So we look for the long term of the property, and that's really what we're here to do, is make sure that you get a good installation. I'm going to go around and show you what's happening here right now, so you guys have a pretty clear picture on the process. So the guys are doing demolition right now. You can see there's no gutters on this house. This house has had no gutters. We've got all of the shrubs and everything protected here. You see that debris that just fell off the roof? So any debris that falls off the roof gets caught up in the tarps. It doesn't get into your shrubbery, doesn't break your shrubs. We protect the air conditioner with a piece of plywood over top of it, so it doesn't get damaged. We go down to the bare wood and basically start from scratch. We're able to identify any bad plywood that there might be up there. This is a really large roof. This is a bigger than normal house. This isn't the average, 2,000 square foot home that we typically see for, shingle or whatever we're doing. So we have to be very careful on how we protect it, because there's a lot of material that has to come off this rooftop. And there's a pool cage. So one of the things that we do is do a full inspection on the pool cage prior to construction, make sure there's no tears in the screens, everything's clean, and then we fully protect the entire pool cage while we're doing our demolition work. You can see they've already got down to bare wood back here. And they're in the process of moving their way around front. So, nice project over here in Nokomis. If you're looking to go metal, Earle can come out and talk to you about the benefits of it.
Absolutely.
It's a free quote, right?
Absolutely, 100% free, and we're happy to come out.
So when you come out and you take a look at something like this, you know, what are the kind of things that you're showing the homeowner when you see a roof like this? Let's just say somebody called you and they said, "Hey, I'm looking to get a metal roof. I have tile now." You come out. What are you looking at and kind of giving them some ideas of?
Now, what we're going to look for comes down to the age of the roof, the condition of the roof, and if it's worth repairing or not. And what we mean by worth repairing is a lot of times what we see is we'll have a 20-year-old, 25-year-old tile roof. And in the customer's mind, a lot of the times, it's got a concrete tile. It's going to last for life. You know, it's not going anywhere. But what really happens is the underlayment underneath dries out. It's 70 degrees in the morning, 100 degrees by the end of the day. That's 78 degrees again the next morning. The nails wiggle out. It's really what you can't see that becomes the problem. So what we try to do is get up in the attic, show potential wood rot. And when you do get a leak in a tile roof of that age, it's really like playing whack-a-mole. You'll spend $3,000 or $4,000 getting the leak fixed, and then a year later another one comes up. So it gets to the point where not only are the tiles obsolete and we can't really do much work with them, but it becomes financially ineffective to actually have the work done and keep the roof alive.
Yeah, 100% right. Now on this particular, was there any leaks on this roof at all that you were aware of, or was it pretty solid?
Over the years, now these homeowners are pretty handy. They've been able to patch a bunch of them themselves.
Okay.
And do that kind of work in the past, but as of right now, there is no leak. They just know the house is getting old, or the roof is getting old, and it was time to replace, and they saw the benefits of metal.
Yeah, and now if you look at what's existing, what's left that we haven't demolished, you know, from the eye, you see a beautiful tile roof, right? I mean, you don't see any issues, but when you really start to look, I'll zoom up on one of those cracks that Earle was talking about. So I'm going to zoom up right there, and if you take a good look, you'll see a huge mortar crack right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
See it?
And that'll fly off in a hurricane and damage other tiles around it, maybe even your neighbor's house, your windshield. So it can cause a lot more damage than you would think.
Yeah, so from the ground, everything looks great.
They even have some spare tiles.
Yeah, and they have a lot of them. Yeah, but they're not going to need them anymore. Not going to do them any good except for lawn ornaments, maybe. Yes, and you have to get rid of those now. Yeah, but if you take a good look, you start to see some of the things that we're talking about, like the cracks in the mortar. And, you know, this was probably, what, like a 20-year-old tile roof, 20 plus?
About, yeah.
So the thing is, to go back to tile was probably about the same cost as putting metal, right?
It was actually a little bit more expensive to go with the tile. So not only is the metal roof a much stronger, better roofing solution, it's usually more cost effective.
Okay.
And now the only thing that comes up is sometimes HOAs require a certain tile and this and that, but this neighborhood, there's no HOA, so they were happy to get rid of the tile. And if I recall, I did give him a price just for an example, and it was a couple grand higher. Okay,
so it was going to be more expensive. Now, was this soffit missing right here? Or this?
Yeah, they had a previous leak there. They had a DIY repair they did.
Okay, are we going to fix that for them? Or
we didn't discuss it, but I don't see why we wouldn't.
And I see there is definitely some rotted plywood right there, so we'll probably go ahead and throw some soffit in there for them.
And if I'm not mistaken, I included a certain amount.
Okay, good. And if you look over here, this has not been demolished yet, but this is a perfect example of what happens to the mortar on a roof that's old. And that would, in a hurricane, like Earle said, that'll lift off that tile. That'll fly around like a projectile through windows, cars.
Yeah, and usually everyone backs their car up against the garage.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to go right on the car.
With metal, you know, you're not going to have any of those issues because, you know, if we go over here and we take a look at this metal roof that we did over here as an example.
Yeah, we did that about a year ago.
Was this about a year ago?
About a year ago, yeah.
You take it, I'll zoom up on this metal roof. There's no joints, meaning that piece of metal that goes from the end of the roof all the way to the top of the roof is one solid piece. So there's nothing on the face of that roof that the wind can catch hold of and take off, not like a tile.
Now, typically after a storm, the only metal phone calls we get, other than an inspection, is going to be, a tree fell and dinged one panel.
Right.
Well, we replaced that one panel, the wood, and you're talking about a couple grand in roof work as opposed to needing a whole new roof.
That's right.
Tile and shingle roof systems.
That's right. I'd much rather have a dent on a panel than a lift off on a roof and jeopardize everything inside the house. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Well, this is a beautiful project. We're going to keep you guys in the loop on this one. We just did a little bit more detail on this about, the demolition to kind of give you an idea what happens with the metal process, the sales process on selling a metal roof. And, we'll actually follow this project along here from demolition to dry in to final product, so you can get a good idea of what your metal roof will look like when it's all finished. So definitely call SRQ Building Services when you're looking for a metal roof project in Sarasota, Florida. If you're in Manatee County, Charlotte County, or Sarasota County, we handle all 3 of those counties. Earle will come out and give you an idea what it would cost you to get a metal roof.
Are you looking for a local roofing contractor and not sure who to call?
Don't be silly.
Don't be silly. The choice is clear.
Just call Billy.
Call Billy at Ball Contracting or visit us online at ballcontracting.com.